Hey everyone, hope you're having a great day and welcome back to another video on the channel. And in today's video, I'm going to help you spend your training points at max level. Today's video will be focused primarily on Storm. I'm obviously going to be including both PvE and PvP. So first things first, we're going to go to Mr. Lincoln and reset our training points. Now there are a couple of things that won't get reset, as you can see on the screen right here. First thing we're going to do is go to Velma and the Shadow School here in the Arcanum and pick up Dark Surge. This card is extremely important. It's very crucial in the PvP meta. It's super good. I mean, you just look at the card. It gives you 2 pips, 2 power pips, essentially 4 pips, for 0 pips, and just a shad. So you essentially get 6 pips in a turn for 0 pips. Like, you know, pretty crazy. A lot of pip talk there. But basically, it's so good because if your opponent does it and you don't do it, you are going to fall behind in the game. So you are going to want at least bare minimum 3 Dark Surges in your deck. I like to run 3 in my main deck and then an item card on my actual deck itself, which obviously, if you see my Storm build video, it is the Shocking Sage deck right here with the Dark Surge item card. Next up, we're going to head over to the Astral Trainer in the Arcanum. Obviously, you're going to want to get your enchants, so like, you know, you're strong, you're giant, monstrous, gargantuan I think is the next one. Yep, right here. Then colossal, and epic is the last one I think we got, right? All the way back in, like, Polaris. Yeah, so there we go. We got that. Now, there's a couple more things we can get here. On a Storm, I do recommend training Starfall, because it's very good with the Heket fusion. I don't really like it too much right now in the current meta in live realm, but in test realm it might be used. You know, it's really up to you. You could get this if you want. Personally, I just don't run it, so I'm not going to recommend it. You are going to want to get Attenuate. This is a very cracked damage negative aura. It's very good. Then you're going to want to train Berserk right here, so that will allow you to train Frenzy on the last page right here, which is very good for PvE. Sharpened Blade is also amazing for PvE on a Storm, and Potent Trap obviously is amazing as well. In general, I do want to touch on these auras right here, like Galvanic, Furnace, Reliquary. Generally, you don't want to have these in your main deck because you could really only put 4 auras in your main deck. But in side deck, there's no cap. You can put like 6, 7, 8, and something like an aura, you're going to want to pull that like on demand when you want it, and you're more likely to get it inside because it's half the size of your main deck, and you can pack like double the copies essentially. So it's always better to put that inside deck. Okay, next up, we are going to head over to Selenopolis. Now, in case you don't know how to get here, basically you have to be like max level 170 and complete Walroo. Then you can get the quest line from the Arcanum. But essentially, what we're going to be doing here is our weaving quest. Now, spell weaving obviously is really annoying, very tedious, and a pretty big grind. Now, on a Storm, what you are going to want to do, I'll make this clear in this video, you're going to want to go in the fire. I think you only have to do the first weaving quest to get your Pierce Jewels. Now, once you have those Pierce Jewels, that's all you really need from the fire tree. You don't want any of these cards, the Lightning Goon and the Kraken. They're both just terrible. Kraken would be okay, but Path B Kraken is just one of the worst cards in the game. So you're not going to pack that, right? Immolate obviously is really good on a Storm, but the Kraken is just not practical, and the card itself, the fusion itself, is not good enough to warrant giving up that space for. And Lightning Goon, too many pips, just terrible damage for a Storm card, and Storm doesn't get dual school stats. So until they fix that, it's a terrible card. Now, once you're done your fire weaving, you're going to want to go to the death tree right here and weave with them. So I'm going to go ahead and do that here real quick. You have to get this one to level 2, I believe. This tree will not let me talk to him. This is kind of annoying. Oh my god, I'm actually clicking the wrong button over and over. This is so embarrassing. Okay, so I'm going to weave into death. Now I'm a Typhoon Weaver, I think it's called. and we are going to get the Attenuate. This card is amazing. Best choice I've ever made on a Storm. I was going away from Starfall and running the 1-pip Trap Aura. This just saves you so much. It's so good, guys, I'm telling you. Also, while you're here, if you are a PvE player, of course, be sure to go to Niles and get your Elemental Blade. I don't recommend Elemental Trap, it's just not that good, and generally on a Storm, you won't be doing that, right? Typically a Jade or a support will Elemental Trap for you, but I guess you could get it if you want to, but I personally never really needed to get it. Okay, so we are now in Ravenwood. In Ravenwood, there is a couple of things you are going to want to get. First thing is, I am going to recommend going into Fire to get Glacial Shield. Glacial Shield is really good because every storm packs it, and if you don't pack it, you are at a very, very big disadvantage. Also, Ice Wizards Weaving into Storm can easily beat Storm, like 9 times out of 10. So Glacial Shield really helps that matchup a lot. Immolate and Fire Elf and, you know, like Elephant, stuff like that isn't terrible, but because Storm doesn't have any good fusions cards, at least to this date of me making this video right now, there's no point in wasting training points on them in the main deck because there just is no fusions in the game right now that are good. Plus, they're better off going inside deck because they're a lot more situational and you'll pull them quicker on demand. Next, I am going to recommend going into Life and getting Legend Shield. This is really good because Myth Jin is a really, really big nuclear bomb against Storm. And obviously having a Death set shield is really nice because Death can hit through shields quite a bit and get a lot of damage because the interaction right now in the game doesn't work too well. But in general, just having set shields to shield gambits is one of your only responses you can do as a Storm. So you'll notice the Glacial Shield, the Death, and the Legend one, right? It's a very reoccurring theme. I believe you can also get Rebirth here. I already have it tiered up to tier 2, so buying it back doesn't allow me to get it again, as you can see right here. But once you get Rebirth, you obviously have to put it on that bottom path, get 75 spell elements to make it usable in PvE, or PvP, sorry. This is just really good against like cosplayers and trap stackers. You want to pack generally 1 copy of this. Okay, so let's start making the deck. So you are going to want 3 to 4 Dark Surges in your deck, 3 to 4 Strikes as well on a Storm. Just a great card. You get this by questing through the game, so don't worry, you don't have to spend a training point on it, unlike other schools may have to. Then you're going to want max Attenuates as well. Steel Pip is very good and meta right now, but unfortunately, it's just not accessible. Like, you literally have to pay for it. Like, it literally is pay to win. But, you know, I have it. If you don't have it, that's fine. You just empower round 1 instead of Steel Pip. It's fine. Elemental Blades aren't good in PvP. They're just terrible. I'm not going to rant about that in this video. Again, max Trap Auras right here. So we have 8 negative Trap Auras. Then I like packing about 3 to 4 Legend Shields. They're just really good. 1 Rebirth for, again, weird trap stackers and cosplayers. Then I'm just going to go ahead and throw in my usual, you know, Storm stuff right here, as you'll see. By the way, I am on test realm right now, so some things might look a bit different, but, you know, just pay attention to what spell I'm actually putting in my deck, and you should be fine. Only thing we really are missing is something to, like, counter weaknesses with. So what I recommend is either running Evil Stillman here that you get from Ice, or what you could do is run Purge also from the Myth, what is it? What's his name? Cyrus? Yeah, Purge is also pretty good. Or you could also get Jin's Vexation from Diego right outside of the arena. All of these cards are really good. There really is not too much wrong with them. It's personal preference. I mean, Snowman is great. Purge is good. Vex is good, especially if you're going for like a weakness kind of strat on a Storm, you know. But personally, I'd probably recommend Purge for most people. There probably are a couple more things out there in the game that you might want to get, but I mean, as somebody who's a whiz head and, you know, obviously Warlord Storm. This is kind of what I do and what I like to run. This is my side deck right now as well if you are interested in copying it. And yeah, if you have any questions, let me know down there in the comments below, and let me know what school you guys want to see next. Drop a like on this video if it helped you or you enjoyed it, and I'll see you guys on the next one. Thank you for watching, and take care, y'all.